Thanks, Kate. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming along after lunch. Thanks to Reed Corporate for organising this conference. So what's Ordell about? Well, we're a new gold explorer focused on making a significant discovery in the Murchison district of Western Australia. We're right next door to Ramelius's Mount Magnet gold mine. We share common tenement boundaries. We listed on the ASX on the 17th of July this year, raising $6 million in what was a pretty tough IPO market. Within a week of raising, we were out there drilling at Barramaya. We've completed 3 drill programs to date. We've got results back from the first 2 programs. We've had some really strong results from those 2 RC programs. On the weekend, we just completed our 3rd program. It was a diamond drilling program. We'll have news flow from that diamond drilling program early in the new year, and we have a number of programs planned for the first quarter of 2025 and plenty of news flow to come from those programs. Ordell is strongly leveraged to exploration success, and we expect plenty of that in 2025. So we have 3 projects. Barramaya, as I mentioned, is our main project. It's an advanced gold asset with a number of historic and recent drill results. And we have what we believe is excellent potential to put together a resource in the near future. Goodyear is an early stage gold and lithium play in the southern Yilgarn of Western Australia. It's right next door to the town of Norseman. It's in an area where there's plenty of mining activity for gold, and until recently was a real hotspot for lithium exploration. Fisher South in the northeastern goldfields of Western Australia. It's an early stage gold play. It's a long strike from Emerald Resources' Laverton North gold project that they're looking to complete a feasibility study on shortly. All 3 of these projects, we can work them all year round. They're easy to access. They're all near mining infrastructure. And they're all really underexplored but highly prospective. Our strategy to grow and maintain shareholder value revolves around exploration success and sustained news flow, and we expect plenty of those 2 ingredients in 2025. So we have 50 million shares on issue. We've got a market cap of around $15 million and an EV of around 10. So we've got a nice tight capital structure, and we're well funded to do the work that we need to do over the next 6 to 12 months. Board and management hold 13% of the company, and Genesis Minerals holds 8%. I believe we've got a really strong board and management team for the size of company we are. Tommy McKeith's our chair. Tommy's a well-credentialed director. He's on the board of Evolution Mining, the large Australian gold miner. He used to be the chair of Genesis Minerals when I was the MD of Genesis. Darren Gordon's on the board. I think Darren's talking later today. He's the MD of Centaurus. Jeff James recently joined the company, and Jeff was the company sec of Genesis Minerals until recently. So looking at our main project, Barramaya, in a bit more detail, it's located in the southern end of the Murchison Gold Belt. That's a belt of rocks that stretches over about 200 kilometres from north of Meekatharra to south of Mount Magnet. It's home to a number of large gold deposits, and it's probably produced over 30 million ounces to date. It's been a real hotspot for mining and exploration over the last 3 or 4 years, with Ramelius doing very well at their Mount Magnet operation, Westgold doing also very well at their various production centres. Musgrave Minerals made a nice high-grade discovery at the Q Gold project a couple of years ago, and they were taken over by Ramelius last year, and Ramelius are now in there mining that deposit. And of course, we've heard about Spartan. They've made a fantastic discovery at Dalgaranga, so it's a great place to be operating. Barramaya is right next door to Mount Magnet. Mount Magnet itself has got a gold endowment of 10 million ounces from past production and current resources. So the easiest place to find gold is where there is plenty of it. Just back on that. So we acquired the project from Genesis Minerals at the completion of our IPO in July. It was always considered a non-core asset for Genesis. We acquired 100% of a private company called Metallo from Genesis, and that's how they got their 8% in the company. So looking at Barramea in a bit more detail, so what do we want to do there? It's really to find another Eridanus type deposit, so make a significant discovery for our shareholders. Eridanus, which is owned by Ramelius, has a gold resource of 1.2 million ounces at the moment, and Ramelius have just finished mining a 300,000 ounce open pit, so it's a large gold deposit. The thing about it, it's hosted within a felsic intrusion, a granodiorite host rock, and we believe we've got the same geological setting at our Barramea project. So why can we find a significant deposit on our ground, being so close to Mount Magnet? You'd think that all been found. Well, our area sits under 5 to 15 metres of transported cover, and so the old prospectors, when they walked across here, never saw anything, and the early explorers couldn't see through that cover. It wasn't until 2009, when IGO started exploring here, that exploration really began. That sort of advanced slowly for a few years. The private company Metallo took it on in 2015, 2016. Genesis acquired Metallo in 2017. In 2018, the Eridanus discovery was made. At that point, Genesis, understanding what was happening with Eridanus, reinterpreted all the data for Barramea at the time and understood that things were running in an east-west orientation. So it was a real change in thinking from looking at things going in a north-south orientation to an east-west orientation. However, it was at that point that Genesis were purely focused on the Leonora district at their Ulysses deposit, and really Barramea took a back seat until really we took it on in, when we completed the IPO. But there was plenty of geological understanding that had increased over that previous 15-year period, and that gives us a great discovery opportunity. So as I mentioned, we've completed 2 drilling programs that we've got results for so far, and our Find an Eridanus strategy is really taking shape. That orange zone you can see in the background there, that is the Barramea intrusion, the granodiorite that actually hosts the gold mineralisation here at Barramea. We've had some really nice results to date. We're still waiting on the results from our diamond drilling program we completed last week. So we're starting to see some really coherent zones of gold mineralisation developing, which really lends support to the idea of shallow open pittable mineralisation here. So what we'll do over the next 3 slides, we'll look at 3 cross-sections starting on the western side of the McNab's East prospect, which is centred in the middle of the slide there, and work our way to the east. So this is the 585-550 East section. You can see a nice robust zone of gold mineralisation sitting there on the right-hand side of that slide. That's about 80 metres wide, so it's a significant zone of gold mineralisation that's already been defined there. Completely open at depth. We think it's probably dipping shallowly to the south, and we're looking at a section there that's looking to the west with north off to the right-hand side of the slide there. And what we've seen in the drill holes so far shows it's very analogous to what we see over the road at the Ramelius deposits. This section's 100 metres further to the east. You can see a nice zone of gold mineralisation there, and you can see those purple lines at the bottom of the RC holes, holes 83 and 84 there, and they're some of the diamond tails that we've put on below the RC holes. So we're waiting on those results. And again, we're seeing that shallow dipping mineralisation. This section, we're looking at a section that's 700 metres further to the east, so on the eastern side of the McNab's East prospect. Some nice narrow high-grade zones there that are completely open at depth and along strike. We haven't tested for about 500 metres to the east of this zone, so it's wide open. Just a couple of slides looking at what the landscape looks like. There's a picture there, a drone picture looking to the west, looking from our McNab's East prospect over towards Eridanus in the background. And then the same sort of slide there, looking to the northwest, looking at the Mount Magnet town site in the background there and the Ramelius processing plant. It's really just to give you a feel to how close we are to mining infrastructure and how close we are to Ramelius. So there's plenty of work to be done in 2025. Our current work is focused within that black polygon in the centre of the slide there. We're looking to expand mineralisation to over 5 kilometres of strike to have a look at in 2025. You can see there that zone that appeared there, that's the Barramaya intrusion, that's the host rock that we're looking to drill out at the moment. And we're looking to continue exploration along strike, looking at the zones to the east and the west and to the north. So plenty of work to be done. So in terms of news flow, what's going to happen over the next 4 months, we've got results from our diamond program in January. We've got a 6,000 metre RC program planned to start in early February. That's looking to infill and extend the McNab's East prospect, as well as to continue first pass testing of that intrusion that's already been defined. And then we've got the air core drilling I just mentioned on the last slide. So the key things I want you to take away from this presentation is that we've had some significant drill results returned to date. Our find and Eridanus strategy is really starting to take shape. We'll have about 5 kilometres of strike to test in 2025. Given our tight capital structure and low EV, we've got significant leverage to exploration success. Thank you very much.